How's it, folks? If you were tired of waiting for Tale Worlds to introduce features that were present in Warband, then this mod will be for you. The full list of features added with this mod include Feasts, Manhunters and Deserters, Nobility, Books and Scrolls, Reactive Companions, Ambushes, Tavern Drunks, Claimant Quests, Standard Arena Equipment, and Classic Voice Lines. And as usual, the mod will be linked in the description and there will be chapter marks if you wish to skip ahead. Before we start though, you should know that the mod is only for Bannerlord version 1.15 at the moment. With that out of the way, let's talk about Feast. A feast can be organized by either the player or AI if you are not at war, or if there isn't a feast currently ongoing somewhere else in the kingdom. The host will need to consider the cost and duration for the feast, but they will have their stewardship and leadership skills increase if everyone attended. It is also a good opportunity to meet with lords and ladies you haven't encountered yet and will help fill out your encyclopedia, especially in the early game. Next up are the Manhunters and Deserters, which I am definitely enjoying seeing make a return as it helps to make Colradia feel more alive. Deserters are formed after battles if they were on the losing side and routed during the battle. Every week, towns and cities count the number of bandits and deserters nearby and generate manhunter parties. The manhunters do have their own troop trees and can only be obtained if they are released from their imprisonment. Just like in Warband, they also only use blunt weapons to take their targets in alive. They will hunt any bandit group around them as long as they can keep going, and once they have enough prisoners, they will sell them off in towns to buy more food with the gold they have just rightfully earned. I did come across one manhunter group that was spawn camping outside of a bandit hideout, which I thought was pretty funny when I came across it. The next feature added back in was Nobility, where if you didn't pick the noble first option in the character creation screen, you would start out as a commoner, which would mean you won't have a banner or sigil on the campaign screen and will have to generate enough renown to reach tier 1, and then you'll be prompted to create your own banner. Next, we have the Reactive Companions feature making a return, with 10 unique location and culture dependent stories and 5 praise or complaint dialogues getting added to the game. All of them from Warband but altered to make sense in Bannerlord. They can give comments after battle or make you pick between 2 companions to develop a slightly deeper relationship with them. This is a nice change that makes the companion seem a little less soulless. Next up, we have the Tavern Drunk that is randomly generated in the tavern that you visit. Dialogue is the same as Warband, but if you have more than 350 renown, you could intimidate them to force them to stand down. If you defeat the drunk, the tavern keeper will thank you and give you the drunk's sword. Which leads me to the next one that is slightly similar, but this time it's about getting ambushed by bandits when entering a town at night with low security. The ambush chance also increases if there is a bandit hideout nearby. So if you are not confident in dealing with a group of bandits in your civilian gear, then maybe wait until daytime before making a quick visit to the tavern in a seedy town. This mod also added the Nervous Man or Hunt Down Fugitive quest. The entire questline is identical to what it's like in Warband. They will spawn with a randomly generated name and you will need to go around the village looking for them. If you struggle to find them, leave the village scene, then re-enter and he should show up when holding down Alt. Just remember that if he knocks you down, then he will flee and you will fail the quest. When I was first testing this mod, talking to anyone in the village would cause a crash to desktop, but this morning there was a new version of the mod that was released that fixes that CTD so it works properly now. Next up involves the Claimant questline. On game start, 6 Claimant heroes for each culture with a unique look will get generated. They will move around towns, but they will never enter a town in a kingdom they have a claim against. You need to be a tier 2 clan with good relations with at least 2 supporter notables and a part of the kingdom to ask to join them. Once you give your oath, you will be in a constant war against the claimed kingdom, and in order to win, you need to hold more towns than the main kingdom. And if you want to level up some skills passively while waiting, then consider buying some books or scrolls that are sold by 7 scholars that start in a random settlement and move to the closest settlement each week. You won't see them in the menu, so you will need to visit the tavern scenes to discover them. In order to read a book, you will need to be stationary, and after reading a book, you will gain skill XP that is the value of the book times 100. Which in my case saved me a lot of time and money, as I was lucky enough to get a decent smithing book so I could avoid some of the grind. And saving perhaps the best for last is the arena equipment becoming standardized depending on the culture the arena is in. This change generally makes the tournaments faster, and it's now easier to defeat nobles as no one can bring in their fancy gear. I was actually surprised by how much I liked this change. And with all these features added in, I now consider this mod as one of my compulsory mods for any new playthrough. Don't forget to unblock the .dll files, and consider clapping that like and or subscribe button to help me know if you wish to see more of such content. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day, take care, and cheers for now.